All right. Somebody asked, uh, what is the difference between magic in Harry Potter versus Narnia versus Tolkien? And good question. Um, when an author writes a world that has magic in it, they have to write a magic system that has laws and rules. Okay? If you have magic that has no laws or no rules, then in an anything goes type of scenario, the story won't go well. So everybody who is an author of like fantasy or sci-fi or whatever that might have some magic in it understands that they need a magical system. Um, this is the same for games like Dungeons and Dragons or similar game scenarios. I know of a couple of really great Christian games, one specifically Allies of Majesty, where you play angels that you're helping protect the people from the demons. And, even in that, he has to have a system for what they can and cannot do, right? Their abilities, whatever it is, supernatural abilities, magic, whatever you want to call it, right? Okay. It would be kind of the same for if you were like a time traveler and you were going back in time and you had technology, that you were taking with you. It would seem like magic or the supernatural to the people in the past, supposedly, right? So it's kind of the same thing. There's rules to that. So if you went back in time and you took your cell phone with you, would you be able to use it? There's no towers. There's no satellite balloons. There's no, whatever. You're not going to have service, right? And the battery's only going to last so long. And assuming you're back far enough that you can't just, plug in your cord and get it charged, that technology is going to end up being nothing but a snazzy little box. It's not going to do you any good. So for a little bit, somebody might think it's a magic mirror or something, but it's only going to work for so long. It's going to lose its magic, right? So this is the way these magic systems work in these fictional worlds, is they're supposed to have rules and laws, just like God has rules and laws. We have laws of physics. We have, everything has an order to it. It's created with an order to it. So when you look at Tolkien, you can pretty much his system and the rules and laws are laid out. Who can do magic and who can't is specifically those who were created by Iluvatar to be able to do that. So the wizards in Lord of the Rings are stars, basically. They're basically angels, okay, sent down as guardian angels for the world, but they're given more mortal-ish bodies so they can get hurt, right? And then the elves are kind of a similar thing, kind of a not quite angel, not quite human type thing. But humans can't do magic. They can use the herbs and things, and hobbits can't do magic. Dwarves can't really do magic. They each have their talents and their skills and their gifts, but they can't really do magic like the wizards specifically, and then some of what the elves can do. So that's the laws that he has in there, which are closer to what God has actually done, right? The angels can do what they can do, the demons can do what they can do, and he can give gifts to prophets and people in order to work what we call miracles, right? Magic. Well, Narnia he kind of does a similar thing, but he bases it, instead of basing it off of the Bible, he's basing it off of Greek and Roman myths and legends. And so it still has rules, right? You get to Harry Potter, and he's breaking them all the time. I have not read the books, so I don't know if that's the way the books were written. In the movies, they have to establish a few rules, but then they bend them constantly throughout what they're doing. They do it in really cool looking settings, and they do it in, I mean, the cinematography, the cinematics are excellent. And the settings and the way they do, it's kind of set outside of time. So you've kind of got this vintage look plus in it. Very eclectic and mosh podge, and there's a lot of visuals that are just a lot of fun in it. But the rules are constantly getting broken. So that's the problem, I think. That's the problem, is whenever you run into a magic system, and there are tons of books and movies and TV shows and things out there, but that's where you see the open doors, is where you see a system, number one, where it's not in line with what God created his system to be. And if you're not going by that, then, number two, when you've got a system that's breaking its own rules, right? So if you've got a historical system and you're basing it off of historical things, not that we can't take artistic license, right? But if a story and a system is going to work really, really well, it needs really, really well thought out and laid out organization to it. So there can be a strategy in the story that is going to work. There has to be a place where the magic won't work for the characters to have to overcome a struggle and grow in character. And if that's not happening, then the story will flop. And what they went and did with Harry Potter, they found that it was a story that children really related to or wanted to relate to. And they took the story and they tried to put a hero story with a character build to it in making the movies. So, like I said, I haven't read the books. I've just heard what other people have said. I've not heard any really good reviews from people who have read the books, from people I know. So, anyway, I hope that kind of helps. I'll do another video. I'm going to do some research and stuff, and I'll do another video on actual, magic and the difference between that and like miracles and technology, right? And see if we can get to the bottom of this.